Okay, so usually my content is very scripted, very tight. I try to control what I say so I can stay on message. However, this one is very impromptu. It's funny. I am maulding right now. I am maulding because I just had a game and it's like, okay, look, I play Dead by Daylight for fun. Ultimately, I don't care about losing because I lose a lot, right? What I care about is when I lose by something that is so totally avoidable. I see this all the time. You've read the title of the video. We have got to talk about this epidemic of 99'ing the gate. We have got to talk about this because it's astonishing to me that we are in current year and people still think that 99'ing the gate is a good idea. So I want to just really, again, and this is off the cuff, so if this video is a mess and it's the worst Das Food video you've ever seen, I apologize. Okay, I apologize. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, and I guess I snapped. I guess this is Das Food's crazy arc. I guess this is me just trying to go scorched earth on this terrible, terrible strategy. So first thing, I want to put out one caveat here. I'm going to blur the names of my teammates, and if by some miracle these teammates watch this, just know I'm not actually mad at you. I'm not out here to shame my teammates because I make bad plays all the time, right? I want to get that out really front and center. But with that being said, I want to lay out an argument here, and I want to explain why really quickly. I'm not going to keep you for like a 20-minute video, but what I want to do here is I want to explain why, if maybe you are of the opinion that 99'ing the gate is a good idea, you should change your opinion. I want to explain why you should change your opinion because I'm sorry, you're probably gonna hear my mouse clicking here. Let me pull up some stats for you here. Okay, so people like to 99 the gate for two reasons. One of them is to postpone the Endgame Collapse, and one of them is to not proc Blood Warden, which is a Freddy Krueger perk that, in case you don't know, just so we're all on the same page, it blocks your ability to leave out of the exit gate. Once it's been opened, it blocks your ability to leave for 2 minutes, and the killer can see anybody standing inside of an exit gate. So it is a decent in-game perk. However, I think we're making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill here. This one is not a perk you're going to see a lot. So by Nightlight's numbers, which are pretty reliable, they're not perfect, but they do give you a really good snapshot of what people are doing, who they're playing, what perks they're using, etc., etc. According to Nightlight's stats, Blood Warden is the 56th most popular killer perk. And as of time of recording, it's currently been seen 549 times in the last month, right? That's across all reported games. Now, that may sound like a lot. Whoa, that's half of 1,000. That's a little over that, right? That's quite a few. No, that is nothing compared to a perk like Pain Res, which has been reported as being used 7,681 times. That is a perk you actively have to plan around. That is a perk you have to assume the killer likely has until proven otherwise. That is a perk that actually shows its head fairly often. And there are other ones like that. Deadlock would be another one. What's the one? Lethal Pursuer from Nemesis, where they can see you. You know, maybe even Barbecue and Chili seems to have made a bit of a comeback. Assume that these popular perks are probably in play. And I'm not saying just completely disregard Blood Warden, because again, 549 times, it has been used. Okay, sure. But you compare that to almost 7,700. It's a huge gap. It's a huge gap. And in fact, just to drive the point home further, Blood Warden is so rare that more killers in the past 30 days have actually chosen to not run a fourth perk than to run Blood Warden. That's right. More people have either done an adept challenge or just said, I don't even need any perks or whatever it is. More killers have chosen not to run a fourth perk than to run Blood Warden. You are more likely to have a killer going for an adept challenge or something like that than to run Blood Warden. That is how minuscule your chances are. So I hope that more or less gets rid of the whole notion of why Blood Warden is something to be feared. It is so niche, it's so rare, and even if it comes into play, all you have to do is stall. Yeah, maybe one of you dies, but if all four of you are there, if three of you are there, just spread out, and it will not impact you. One of you may die. Okay. Is that worth the fear that we have inculcated around this perk? I don't think so. Okay, so let's talk about the in-game collapse, because the in-game collapse is the other half of this issue, where people say, well, I don't want to do it because what if I get us all killed with the in-game collapse? And I'm gonna say, I realize a lot of people play this game really casually. I'm generally one of them, so I understand not trying to min-max every aspect of the game, but, and this is important, the in-game collapse is 2 minutes. you get a full 2 minutes. Most DBD games don't take more than like what? Somewhere from 7 to 10 minutes. So 2 minutes is actually pretty generous. 2 minutes is pretty good, especially when you consider that if somebody is slugged or if they're on a hook, it slows the timer. It halts it down to, half speed. So it can go up to 4 minutes. You can have 4 minutes to get everyone out. So to me, this idea that 2 minutes is not enough time, it probably comes from this misplaced sense of altruism that a lot of players feel. It comes from this feeling of, well, we got to get everybody out or else we didn't really win. And by the way, I tend to feel that way too. I'm a Bill main for a reason. I want to save everybody, even if it means I go and I try to save them and we both die. I get that, but I don't think the in-game collapse is a good reason to not open the gates. I'll tell you, the amount of times we would have all made it out, but we had to stop to open a 99th gate and somebody died. To me, it's actually anti-altruism. It's one of those things, it's an empty gesture. It seems like you're being altruistic, but you're actually killing your teammates. So I want to get into the match I had today, and I actually want to break it down and talk about exactly what happened and kind of give this example so that I'm not just blowing smoke, so that everybody knows there's actually a practical reason to address this. So we load up onto the Skull Merchants map. We are facing a Legion, and honestly, the game was really, really easy. I don't say that to, disparage this Legion. Legion's a very weak killer, very hard to play exceptionally well. And, we go throughout the game. It's going well. By the end of the game, once we have the final gen done, we had one person who was killed. They were 3 of our 4 hooks, and one other person, again, had been hooked. Okay. So I get chased off of a gen, and it's like, the gen was like 98, 99, and I got hit with Feral Frenzy. I actually thought I had popped it, so I played a little poorly there. But anyway, so then I run over, we make it to the shack. We're hanging out, we're running around, we go to the main structure. I'm trying to get balanced landing value, but I guess I timed it wrong. Now, the Legion also had coup de grace, so maybe that's how they got me. But basically, I end up down, I end up on the hook, and that's fine. If my teammates had just left me then and there, I would not have had any issue with that. I do not mind that. I say go, get your points. Let's make this at least a tie. 2 people are dead, 2 escaped, that's a tie. Okay, but they don't do that. What they do instead is they kind of dance around the hook. And I keep thinking that they're gonna go back and open the gate that's right there. Because if you look at it, this is an easy 3-man out. They're both healthy. The gate is 99, and it also happens to be 10 yards away from me, right? It is right there. So my thought process is open the gate. One of you come in, tank the first hit. The other gets the unhook. We run out. The odds of us all 3 making it out are almost 100%. But there was that fear. There was that fear of Blood Warden. There was that fear of the in-game collapse. There's that fear of screwing it up and getting killed themselves. And because of that, what could have been all 3 of us getting out ended up with me just trying to Kobe off the hook because I had no other chance, and I died. Of course I died. So again, I can't stress enough, I'm not mad at these teammates. And I'm also not doing that. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. No, it's not that. I think that this is a real debate that it needs to be had, because you can't really expect people to get better if you don't tell them how to get better. So if you're watching this, my main thesis here, the takeaway that should accompany this video, is stop 99'ing the gates. Stop 99'ing the gates. That gets you killed. That gets your teammates killed. It is a horrible, bad strategy, and I see it all the time. And there are several bad strategies that I think are a little too prevalent in this game. For example, killers like to kick gens too much. And I'm not talking about if they have Pop Goes the Weasel or something like that. I mean, there'll be a gen that's 10% done and they waste one of their kicks on it, wasting the time and all that. You have these strategies from both sides that are really suboptimal. And it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to play optimally. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying that games like this make my hair go gray, because I don't mind losing, but what I do mind is when I have that taste of victory, when it's right there, it's about to be a GG well played, and then it's taken from me. Can't stand that. That is awful. But anyway, again, all is well. Life is good. Food's a happy man. Don't get me wrong. Much love to my teammates, both past and present. I wanted to bring this one up, and I want to see if anyone else had feelings on this, because I feel like this is one of those things that most of the community is kind of annoyed by, but you know, I don't recall every single video about it. If somebody's made one, feel free to link it in chat. I'd love to watch it. But anyway, yeah, this has very much just been a rambly, ranty video. So if you stuck around to the end, Godspeed. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Thank you so much for listening. And until the next one, I've been Das Food. Bye, friends.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness.